Hey guys, what's up? This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards. Welcome back to the channel. We have another amazing card show recap review for you today. So hang out with me and see what my pickups were. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite pickup was. This was a pretty awesome show. It was actually held much closer to where I grew up, and basically it was outside. It wasn't outside. It was in what was essentially like almost like a huge barn. It was held at this fairgrounds facility, and they have these real big barns. And when you think about it, it's not really like a stable or whatever, like you might keep cattle or whatever in, but um, it's really just a very big open kind of shed type building, if you want to describe it like that. It's got giant fans for ventilation and stuff like that. It ended up being a really nice show to go to. It happened right around my birthday, which was awesome. And I think I got some really cool pickups. But like I said, you guys let me know down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. So we're going to start with a Bowman Chrome Reed Detmers Rookie of the Year favorites. Absolutely love this card. Ended up picking it up for like $1, I believe it was. I got this, the Cease, and the Cox were all, add all three of them together. I think they were 3 for $5 or something like that. So, maybe a little more than I should have paid on the Cox, but Dylan Cease rookie card. I mean, he's having a pretty phenomenal year too. So, whereas Reed Detmers, I mean, he could very well. I mean, while he's likely not going to be the MVP, he probably could vie for Cy Young, something like that. There again, could still be overshadowed by his teammate Shohei Ohtani. We'll have to see when we get there, but just a gorgeous card. I think the kid's got a bright future. Dylan Cease, the exact same thing. This is just a prism card. Blue prism again. Same with the pink prism of Jabril Cox here. Probably just some sort of retail variant, something like that. But didn't have any Dylan Cease rookies, so went ahead and picked that up. Like I said, he's really having a good year. He's got 4.0 WAR, which is essentially one of the best you could kind of possibly get, especially as a quarterback. I'm confusing my sports here, especially as a pitcher. And he's definitely had a strong, basically last season. The end of last season, all the way through, 2/3 or so of this season, he's been real strong. So we'll have to see if he can continue that. And moving on, we got Jabril Cox. Just another Cowboy. Figured might as well pick him up. Some solid linebacker play. He didn't play a ton this year, but there's definitely a chance that he could make some noise if he's allowed to play a bit more. Micah Parsons, never gonna pass up the chance to pick up on Micah Parsons. This card costed, I believe it was only $1, $2, something like that. It wasn't terrible. But it's mosaic, it's gorgeous, as you can see there. I mean, it's so shiny you can see my camera in the in the glare. But what more can you say about this guy? All Pro, Pro Bowl, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He had 13 sacks this year. Absolutely insane, and he's only 23 years old. So I mean, there's really no place for him to go but up. Now the rest of these were all one deal. I paid $40. So you'll see. I mean, it starts off with some cheaper ones, but it gets us some more expensive ones at the end. So Trey Turner, rookie. Again, another guy. I don't have a ton of his rookies. Figured why not? Why not take him for $1? He's having another pretty good year. 26.9 career WAR, and at the age of 29. So again, nowhere to go but up. Wei Yin Chen. I know this is a guy that really doesn't have much to basically make him memorable. He was only in the league for half dozen seasons. I think he pitched for about 8 years, but never really amounted to too much. But being an Oriole, I figured let's pick him up. Eddie Lacy. This is the Topps Platinum, man. Such a gorgeous set, throughout all the years that they did it. But Eddie Lacy, rookie, it's just awesome. It's Eddie Lacy was an awesome player to watch play, but unfortunately, he definitely started to go downhill, and his peak was kind of very quick. So he's one of those guys that likely is not going to make it into the Hall of Fame, anything like that. In fact, he only has a 38 average value, so he's really nowhere near the gauge to get up there. It's about 100 to get into the Hall of Fame. On the other hand, DeAndre Hopkins, who we got here, I mean, this guy is absolutely incredible. I mean, he's got to keep himself out of trouble. He's definitely had some issues with that. But, I mean, he's only 30 years old, and he's already got an average value of 85, which is absolutely nuts. So I think that he'll be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. Moving on, we got Ronald Acuna Jr., rookie debut. So just the Topps base, rookie debut, not chrome, anything like that. Figured I might as well pick it up. $5 is right in line with what you should be paying for it. The card itself was in nice shape. Checking out the corners and stuff, and so just another one to add to the Acuna rookie collection that continues to grow pretty much every time I go to a card show. And he's at about 16 WAR at the age of 24, and again, nowhere to really go but up. He's absolutely incredible. Picked up the Leaf rated rookie of Mark Grace. I know a lot of people absolutely hate the design of 1988 Donruss. Apologies, but this is the Leaf version. A little harder to get. Definitely has a couple of corner dings and stuff like that. But I mean, Mark Grace isn't a guy who's going to end up making the Hall of Fame or anything like that. I don't think at any point. I mean, again, he has a higher WAR than Harold Baines. He had a 46.4 WAR. So I mean, maybe there's a chance. So this guy here, this is one of the best conditions that I've seen. The Derek Jeter quote unquote error card printed in. Obviously, Derek Jeter himself is in the Hall of Fame. There's not much more you can say about him. But for those that don't know, this is again, a lot of people say it's an error or whatever, that Mickey Mantle and George W. Bush are in the background, which is just pretty funny. I mean, and there's really all kinds of urban legends when it comes to this card. A lot of people have said that the guy that made this card was fired afterwards because he photoshopped this stuff into it and all that. But I think it's just a pretty awesome card. But yeah, I mean, and this series is so hard to get in a high grade. That's why I elected to go for it raw. But I mean, this one here is in real nice shape. Not much chipping at all. The corners are pretty sharp, and the centering is pretty well on too. So. Maybe it's something I'll consider getting graded at some point, but for the most part, it's just a card that I really, really liked and really wanted. And now we got A-Rod. So this is obviously one of his most talked about cards, or rookie cards, I guess we should say. Comes in another version of this. There's the die cut version as well. Once again, they had a price for $15. I got the whole lot for like $40, so I really can't complain, especially when these two cards together, we're going to make up more than half of that. So just another A-Rod rookie to add to the box. I now have that. I have still need his flare, which is another one that's pretty difficult to come by. But pretty much I'll have all of his other ones. His die cut one is definitely one that's still on the list. I'm sure that I'll get that picked up at some point. Now, what we got here is just a massive lot of $2 cards. So they're all in the Ultra Pro or the BCW equivalent card savers that you would essentially send your cards off to get graded. Now, I don't know if this guy's a turn 'em and burn 'em kind of guy, or maybe he does mass submissions and gets things graded, and maybe he just decided that these weren't worth it. I think that there's some real gems in here that you'll see as I go through them. But they were $2 a card, no breaks, but that's fine. There were several in here that I think were definitely worth more than $2, so I was happy to pay that, right away. So starting off with good old Troy Tulowitzki. I love the Upper Deck Masterpieces. You're going to see another one right after this. Just a guy that used to watch play back in the day, and Figured I might as well pick up one of his rookies. He's not a guy who's, again, going to make the Hall of Fame. I don't think he doesn't. He really doesn't top anybody's list, anyways. At roughly a 44 career WAR, but like I said, love that card. Awesome rookie. And big time Timmy Jim. For those that don't know, check out the ESPN commercial with this guy, Tim Lincecum. Absolutely hilarious when they're talking about whether or not he has like a nickname or something like that. And then I forget, it might even be Stuart Scott because it was a while ago. And he just kind of comes by and goes, big time Timmy Jim. It's one of the funniest things that you will see, I promise you. But Tim Lincecum, another guy, he accumulated a couple of Cy Youngs, but he's really not going to make it into the Hall of Fame or anything like that. He's got less than 20 career WAR, but I've been slowly picking up his rookies because, once again, another guy that I really enjoyed watching. Xander Bogaerts, a Boston Donruss rated rookie. Super nice. I love that they kind of gave you the look of the old kind of late 80s Donruss here. And Xander Bogaerts, he's a guy who could eventually make some noise to get into the Hall of Fame. He's got a 32 WAR. He's only 29, so definitely needs a strong half a dozen more seasons or something like that. George Springer from the exact same set, same year, Houston. This time his Donruss rated rookie. Again, nice little back to it and such, but he's a guy that's still playing, and I think he still plays really well. He was mic'd up not that long ago at a Toronto Blue Jays game, and he was hilarious. So, I think that, even if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, he's a guy who could easily have a career in broadcasting. But he's sitting on the 32 WAR at age 32, and that definitely would like to see that a bit higher. He's in Harold Baines territory, so you never know. But we got David Price. This is from the Topps T206. Basically, they were kind of reproducing them back in 2009. So David Price is a guy who is still active. I think he's a guy who will make the Hall of Fame. He's sitting at about 40 WAR. He's got the Cy Young. He's got the All-Stars. He's won a World Series. So, not much more you can do in the league. I just have to see, again, if he gets a few more quality years, he definitely will. They got Nick Castellanos, just another rookie that I wanted to get crossed off the list. A very nice top base card of that. He's only sitting at about a 12 WAR at age 30, so he's probably not a guy who's going to end up making it into the Hall of Fame, but definitely the Hall of Very Good. He's definitely one to watch play. He plays the game very well. Got a Bowman rookie of Jimmy Rollins. Now, this is a guy who definitely, a lot of people, especially in the Philly area, which I used to live for a short period, think that he should be a Hall of Famer. But really, his WAR is only about 48 for his entire career. But he did win the MVP. He was a World Series champion. So I still think there's a chance he gets in, when it gets to the veteran boards and things like that, or veteran committees. Now, same year, I believe. This is Maglio Ordonez. Very nice copy of his rookie. I got one or two of his rookie cards as well besides this already. He's only around a 40 WAR, but he did quite a bit too, batting title, 6 All-Stars appearances. Probably not quite enough to make it into the Hall of Fame, but again, another member of the Hall of Very Good. We've got Kyle Schwarber's rookie and Topps Rookie Cup here. Again, base rookie, nice copy. Nothing really wrong with it. Guy's just having a real strong 2022. So I think when it's all said and done, he could definitely make a little bit of noise in terms of some of the award races and things like that this year. We'll have to see. It's definitely, time will tell in terms of that. But in terms of his career WAR, it's not all that great. It's only at about a 10. He's 29 years old. Does have a World Series ring, which, I think that's a pretty cool kind of consolation prize if you're not going to make it into the Hall of Fame. Andrew McCutchen. This is a really interesting set. It was called like Topps, Ticket or something like that. And, basically every card kind of had a barcode and everything. It basically looked like a ticket to a ball game, kind of. And, everybody knows the story with Kutch. He's got about a 45 WAR, and he's been having a rough year. So not so sure that's going to get too much higher. But he's a guy who's been pretty dang good for quite some time here. Moving on, we got Rafael Devers. I mean, this is a guy who has played good year in, year out for the last few years for sure. Basically since he got into the league in 2018. But this is just an awesome, Bowman base of his rookie. It's a nice action shot. Almost looks like he's watching a home run ball go up and over the wall. So, but he's a young guy too, which really helps him out. He's 25. He's sitting at 15 WAR for now, and by the time the season's over, could even be higher. I mean, he's really the third baseman, when it comes to the American League. He's awesome. We got Jonathan Papelbon, guy that helped the Red Sox to some World Series championships. Definitely, again, not a guy who I think will make the Hall of Fame. He's sitting at less than 25 WAR. He does have 368 saves, which is good enough for 11th on that list, but I don't think that that's really going to do enough for him to get in. But still, Fleer Tradition, really nice looking card. And again, Tradition's thing was always to kind of make the cards look, like older versions. Then we got Andrew Benintendi, your newest Yankee, kind of a mixed bag so far since he came over, but I'm sure he'll get better. He's really a good player. He's sitting at 14 WAR, and he's only 28 years old, so he was having a real strong year before he came to the Yanks. So I think that once again, there's really nowhere to go but up. Now I'm going to show you 3 straight cards here because these are all Javi Bias rookies, his Donruss rated rookie. This is his Stadium Club rookie and an Allen and Ginter Topps rookie. So I know this is a guy that is really struggling this year, and we'll have to see if he can possibly rebound and save things. But I figured I didn't have any of his rookie cards. Again, $2 a pop. Why not? He's probably not in the same territory as, like the Rafael Devers that I just showed you. That card's definitely worth more than the $2. These are, if they're not priced right at $2, then maybe they're they should be a little bit cheaper. But he's sitting at less than 25 WAR. He's 29 years old, so he really needs to pick things up if he's going to hope to make a run at Cooperstown. And now we got 2 more former Cubs to show you here. Chris Bryant. I really like the home run derby, kind of Topps variant. And then you have the Allen and Ginter Topps rookie for Chris Bryant. He's 30 years old. His career WAR is almost 30. It's about 28 and a half. But he's having a real rough year. I mean, his power numbers should be way higher for playing in Colorado. I mean, balls just fly out of that stadium. This is another card that clearly should have been more than $2. I took a real close look at it, and the corners and stuff are sharp. Centering looks pretty nice. I mean, it's Pete Alonso. I mean, this guy could easily be your National League MVP, especially with the injuries to Bryce Harper and stuff like that. So He's got 125 home runs. He's got more than that now in less than 4 years of play. So, I mean, his power numbers are probably going to be insane by the time his career's over. I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to get himself into the 500 home run club. He's only 27, and he's got, he's got about a 12 career WAR. So moving on, we have an Anthony Rendon rookie card. I mean, this is a guy that's just consistently very good. He's 32 years of age, and he's got a 33 career WAR roughly. He was having a real good 22 until that big injury that he had. So we'll have to see if he can come back stronger and really make a case to again make it into Canton in a few years. Canton, wow, really confusing the two sports. Cooperstown. Anyways, moving on. So Steven Strasburg rookie card. Now I remember when these cards would fetch an absolute ton of money. Back when he was first drafted and his first couple of years playing. I mean, he was the absolute hottest thing in baseball, But he's had so many injuries over the last few years that it's really derailed a promising career. His career WAR number is about 32, and he's 34 years old. I would say if the injuries continue, there's not much of a chance that he plays for much longer and likely doesn't make it into the Hall. Got Randy Rosario, your reigning AL Rookie of the Year. Once again, he's having a pretty solid year after his Rookie of the Year campaign. I mean, Tampa Bay is really a good team. Moving along to the cards that are definitely worth more than the $2. We got a Garrett Cole first Bowman card. I know he's having a rough year for the Yanks, but definitely a guy who's had a strong career overall. Definitely wouldn't expect his first Bowman card to be only $2. And he's got about a 33 career WAR, and he's only 31, so he's definitely got every chance to make it into the Hall. And we got a Jordan Alvarez. Once again, this card should be more than $2. Super nice rookie. Gotta love the old throwback look to it. Just from what, Archives, right? Yeah, Archives always makes some super nice stuff. But Jordan Alvarez, you know the story with him. He's just really good every year. I mean, he's had Rookie of the Year. He's having a strong year again. And, he's just going to continue to grow. He's got about a 10 WAR, and he's only 25. So, I mean, maybe a little bit older than you would think that he was. But, I mean, he's absolutely incredible. And a great guy to watch play. And the last two, just got a couple of Cal Ripken Jr.'s. Like, the name of my game. Cal Ripken Jr. is my favorite player of all time. I still collect any of his cards that I can find. And I pretty much just try to stick to cards from his playing career. Like these were from both 2001, was it? Yeah, both 2001. So they'd both be his final playing year. And so they're definitely going to go to my Cal Ripken collection. Whether or not they're worth $2 does not make any difference to me because it's Cal. And my last three cards are some Buttes. So the first two, we'll start with the Andrew Lux. So this guy had some SGCs, 9s. This is, the old SGCs. So these are both, 96s, back when they were out of 100, which essentially equates to just a mint 9, but Topps Platinum and Topps Base. Very nice. They were $10 a piece. The guy gave them to me, I think, for $15. So can't complain for that. $5 off. He's a guy that definitely had his career cut short, but was awesome while he played. He had roughly an 80 average value, so probably not going to make it to Canton. But, for those that got to see him play, I mean, we know how special he truly was. And lastly, this I think was the steal of the show. I mean, Juan Soto, obviously no longer a National, which is an incredible headline that I didn't think I'd be saying anytime soon. But they pulled the trigger and shipped him off to San Diego. $25. I didn't negotiate on this one whatsoever. I said $25 for an PSA 9, Topps Heritage Juan Soto rookie. I'll take that every single day of the year. I mean, what makes him so special is even though he's having a slow 2022, he still has the home runs. He's got 14 is what I had written down. I'm sure that it's a lot more than that. But like I said, I always tend to take some notes and stuff just so that I don't remember all the stats off the top of my head. But so, yeah, he's definitely going to have more than that. And he's going to be very well protected, especially when Tatis is back in the lineup with him and Machado is there too, of course. But he's got about a 20 WAR, and he's only 23 years old, which, I mean, absolutely incredible. The guy is... he's the real deal. If he can stay healthy and all that kind of stuff, like all the usual jazz, he'll easily make the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. But that just about does it. Took about 150 with me. I think I only spent 120, 130, something like that. There just wasn't a ton of stuff there that I was into. So, but I think I made some pretty cool pickups. Like I said, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite pickups were. And if you want to see more of this, definitely drop me a like, maybe drop me a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.